Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the topic of understanding secularism. This topic is coming under the political science part. This is very much important topic for every Indian citizen. If we are Indian citizen, we must know, we must care about the concept of secularism. Okay, first in our NCERT book, they are introducing like this. Let us assume if suppose you are a Muslim or a Hindu, but you are living in USA, United States of America, what would you feel? Because in USA, very minority people of Muslims as well as Hindus are living, and the most of the fellows, most of the peoples, most of the US citizens, they are following Christianity. So in USA, Christianity fundamentalism, Christianity mechanism is very much popular. They are following in very much popular manner. So that what would you feel? Suppose if you are going for any houses for renting purpose, they are not giving to us. Why? Because they are only following, they are only respecting Christianity concept. They are not respecting, they are giving some irrespect with the concept of Islam as well as concept of Hinduism. So that what would you feel? They are not giving their houses for renting to us also. What we will feel? Definitely we will feel, we will get angry with them. We will get anger with them, and our anger will come out into two forms. One is discrimination, no discrimination for any religion. This is one important point here. We are coming out with the concept of these type of discrimination. So no discrimination for any religion. This is a positive point. We are coming with this conclusion. But the second most point is retaliation. What is retaliation? Retaliation. So retaliation means we know that is the opposite reaction. So we are knowing the very well concept of Newton's third law. What is Newton's third law? Every force has an equal and opposite reaction. Suppose let us assume this is the ground, one body is there. If I apply the force F, definitely the reaction will be there R. So force will be equal to the reaction in opposite manner, so that only the body will be in equilibrium. This is important concept we are discussing physics also. Okay. Let us assume one more. Let us take one more example. Swimming. If we are swimming, we are moving in the forward direction, but the water is moving in the backward direction. We are pushing the water in the back side. Okay, that is so that every forward reaction having an opposite backward reaction. So from this concept, from this sense of this Newton's third law, we are coming into the concept of retaliation. Retaliation means what we will feel if in USA they are not giving their houses rent to me, but what I will do? Suppose if I am a Muslim, I am going to Saudi Arabia, some Christians and some Hindu fellows coming into the Saudi Arabia, I won't give my houses to them. That is the form of opposite reaction, that is called as retaliation. So these type of example given in our CBSE NCERT. Okay, no discrimination and the retaliation. Retaliation is the negative concept that is arising from these type of discrimination thing. So that only we are coming into the solution of secularism concept to avoid this type of discrimination. Then second one is we are going to discussing about the secularism. Before that, we are discussing some previous year civil service exam question, that is IAS exam question. The first one is the secularism word is when it is added in our Indian Constitution. In 1976, by the Amendment Act of 42nd Amendment Act only, the word secularism is added in our preamble of our Indian Constitution. Not even a single article, not even a single law speak about the secularism concept in the Indian Constitution. It is only added. The secularism word is only added in our preamble of our Indian Constitution. Okay, this is first important point. So only 1976 only it is added in our Constitution. So before that, when it is adopted, Indian Constitution adopted in 1950. So up to 1976, there is no concept of secularism in our Indian Constitution. The secularism concept is only coming in the year of 1976 by the Amendment Act of 42nd Amendment Act. Before that, no secularism concept is available in our Indian Constitution. In our India, that is not following the secularism concept also. The second one is S.R. Bommai versus Union of India case. From this case, we are coming into the conclusion of two forms: the federalism and secularism. Secularism. These two terminologies, these two concepts are the basic key factor, the basic fundamental factors of our Indian Constitution. From the case of S.R. Bommai versus Union of India case 1994. The federalism and the secularism are the basic key factors in our Indian Constitution. What is federalism? That is, we know the power division between the central government and the state government. The division of power between how much power they are having in central government and how much power they are having by different state governments. Okay, that is the division of power between the state and the local government units. Secularism. What is secularism? That is we are going to discuss. So from up to now we are discussing one example in USA, and the second thing is we are discussing some previous year IAS exam questions. Then we are coming some past data. We are going to observe some past history. From the past data, we are coming into the discrimination types. So the first one is we are going to mark up one word is death. This is a hint word for this talk. Hint word for this talk. D means discrimination. E means exclusion. P means persecution. So we are thinking about these three terminologies for the religious perspective. Persecution means we know in Germany Hitler persecuted lot of Jewish people. He is persecuted only the Jewish peoples. So Hitler persecuted the people of Jews. So what is exclusion? Exclusion means we know. Exclusion means one religion excluded all other religion, or one religion excluded some other religion. So here the example is state of Israel. State of Israel peoples are Jewish people. So the Jewish people are excluded. They are excluded the religion of Muslim as well as Christianity. They are excluded these type of religions, Muslim and Christianity. They are treating some quite bad habit with the Muslim and Christianity mechanism. Okay, that discrimination. Discrimination means we are coming into the area of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, KSA. Okay, this is a Muslim country. If some Hindu persons and some Christian persons, they are going into Saudi Arabia, but they are not allowed to build any churches, any temples in that country. This is the discrimination. They are not allowing any other religions to build their own religious buildings. That is called as discrimination. Even they are not having the authority to gathering up also. They are not allowed to gathering up for prayers also. That is discrimination. So discrimination, exclusion, persecution, these are the three forms of religious matters, religious discrimination types. Okay, so to avoid this type of To avoid this type of affectness of religious perspectives, we are moving with the concept of, we are having the solution of secularism concept. So what is secularism? Secularism means, before secularism, in our India, if I am a person, I can follow any religion. I can follow Muslim religion, I can follow Hinduism, I can follow Christianity, I can follow Buddhism, I can follow Jainism, I can follow any religion. This type of individual freedom, these type of individual rights only given in our Indian constitution. Okay, I can follow any religion, I can practice any religion, I can teach any religion. With this idea, with this concept, the secularism concept is arise. What is secularism concept? Power of religion. Power of religion and the power of state. Both are separated. Both are separated. This is the concept called secularism. Secularism means distancing of state from the religion. They have break the bond between religion and the state. They are maintaining some gap between the religion perspective and the state authorization. So this is called the concept of secularism. Secularism means distancing the state from the religion. This is important point. They are asking in 2 marks and adjective type also. So this is called secularism. So secularism means there is a distance maintained between the state as well as religious actions. So why secularism is important? Why secularism is needed? Why we are maintaining the distance between state and religion? Why secularism is important? So first point here is, let us assume if I am a person in Hinduism, I am following Hinduism, okay. In Hinduism, one concept is called untouchability. Untouchability. What is untouchability? Untouchability means the higher caste people affect the lower caste people. This is called untouchability. The lower caste people, they are not allowed to enter into the temples also. This type of discrimination, this is community discrimination. Inside the religion, community discrimination also happens. So, if I am asking you, there is no distance between state and religion. Okay, there is no distance between state and religion. Then what will happen? State definitely authorize on majority religion. In India, Hinduism is the majority of people are following. So what if secularism is not available in our India? What the state will do? State definitely authorized and they are giving official religion as Hinduism. So the untouchability concept they won't regret, they won't refuse it. But now what we are doing, the untouchability concept is they are against the lower caste people, they are discriminating the lower caste people, so that we can exclude the concept of untouchability, abolition of untouchability. That is our fundamental right. Okay, nobody is discriminated against religion, against sex, against community, against caste. Okay, so that untouchability concept, if the state is not distancing from religion, state definitely will authorize one religion, that is major religion. In the major religion they are following untouchability. So we can't refuse the concept of untouchability if we are not maintaining the distance between state and religion. But if we are maintaining the distance between them, the state cannot promote, cannot give authorization to any religion, cannot recognize any religion. So that we can, if the concept is violates the fundamental rights of our Indian citizen, we can collapse this concept, we can exclude this concept. If any religion giving this type of violates the fundamental rights, definitely we can exclude these type of concepts. So that is what we are coming into the concept of secularism. So here the observation is, if any religion perspective, if any religious actions violates the fundamental rights, then what we will do? Definitely we can avoid that actions. For example, untouchability violates the lower caste people, violates the fundamental right. Then what we will do? We can avoid this untouchability. That's why in our fundamental right they are given us abolition of untouchability. Okay, this is first point here. Then the second point is same thing, untouchability. With this untouchability concept, suppose I am a Hindu person, but I am not liking not even 0.0001% also untouchable. Then what I would feel? Definitely I will coming out from this religion, exit from the religion, and I will accept another religion. That is Christianity or Buddhism or Islam, any religion. So what I would feel? These type of fundamental, they are heavily affecting the lower caste people. Just I am thinking why they are. I am also man, he also human being. How I am affected one person. Just I am thinking. Then I am coming out from the concept of Hinduism. Then I will accept any religion. This is much more important for why we are adopting secularism. Because if I don't want any one religion, I can follow, I can accept, I can embrace any other religion at any time. That is my own right. I can follow any religion at any time. Okay? So that if the secularism concept is not there, means what will happen? Definitely state will attach with one religion. Suppose in India, that is a major religion called Hinduism. So state is giving authorization and attached with one religion, Hinduism. If I am a Hindu person, I am coming out from the Hinduism due to the concept of untouchability. What they will do, what state will do, definitely they will affect me. Why you are going out with our religion? This is the best religion. Why you are going out? So they can refuse me. They can violate my fundamental right, because I can follow any religion at any time. That is my fundamental right. They can violate. So that secularism concept is adopted. Secularism means state is distancing from the religious activity. So I can follow any religion at any time. So if my fundamental rights violated, means the religious action should not be exist. The religion action should not be, religious actions should not be followed, should not be entertained. Okay, that is why we are coming into the concept of secularism. That is why secularism is needed in our country. Then what is Indian secularism? We are going to discuss about what is Indian secularism. So Indian secularism means Indian secularism. What are the objectives of Indian secularism? Objectives of Indian secularism. The first most important point is, if I am one religion person, I can't dominate any other religious person. Let us assume if I am Islam, I am a Muslim person, I can't dominate, I can't discriminate any other religious person. I can't dominate any other religion. This is our Indian secularism objective, first objective. Any one religious person cannot dominate, cannot affect, does not dominate, does not discriminate any other religious person. This is first most objective of our Indian secularism. And the second one is, some members of any religion cannot discriminate, cannot dominate some other members of the same religion. That is why happening in our untouchability concept. That's why we are taken through the concept of untouchability. Okay, that's why we are not entertaining the untouchability. We are refusing it. Our constitution is refusing the concept of untouchability. So untouchability means what they will do. Already we have discussed higher caste people affecting the lower caste people. So these type of discrimination happening in the same religion. Under one religion, some group members affecting some other group members, some group members dominating some other group members. The higher caste group affecting the lower caste, dominate the lower caste, discriminate the lower caste. That's why we are coming into the concept of our Indian secularism. we can't dominate. Some members of one religion can't dominate some other members of the same religion. This is second most important objective in our Indian secularism, and that concept is very important. State cannot promote any religion, cannot accept any religion, cannot give authorization to any religion. At the same time, cannot take away any religious action. Cannot take away. Neither support nor refuse it. So government cannot support one religion, cannot refuse one religion. That is the concept of, that is the important point of our Indian secularism objective. Okay, one state, our Indian state cannot support any other religion, cannot refuse any religion. Okay, these are the fundamental objectives of our Indian secularism. One religious person cannot dominate another religious person. Some members of the same religious person cannot dominate, cannot discriminate the other members of the same religious, and also state cannot promote any religion, and state cannot avoid, cannot take away the action of any religious actions. So these are the objective of Indian secularism. Now we are moving with, our objective is what? One religious community cannot dominate another religious. Some group members cannot dominate another. So these type of domination will occur. So that how we can reduce this domination, we can avoid this type of domination. That also our Indian constitution giving. That is the speciality of our Indian constitution. Okay, so to avoid domination, our Indian constitution suggests some commandments, some followments. Okay, first one is strategy of distancing. Strategy of distancing. This is important concept. State is furthermost distance from the religion. So for example, in our NCERT book they have given, suppose let us assume this is a government school. In government school definitely Hindu people will be studying, Muslim people will be there, Christian people will be there, some other group peoples are there. So in government school, let us assume Hinduism having Pongal, Diwali and some more festivals. If some people, some Hindu people celebrating Pongal inside the campus of the government school, what will happen? Government is accepting some religion, government is promoting some religious action. So that in government school, not even a single religious function they can't allow to celebrate. So that they are giving, so that our Indian government giving public holidays for all the religious functions, all the religious celebrations. Pongal, Diwali for Muslims, Ramzan, Bakrid for Christian, Easter Sunday, Christmas, same like that. So in a government school, nobody is allowed to celebrate any functional celebrations. But in the case of private school, that is, they can follow. If that is some Christian institution, they can celebrate Christmas, they can celebrate Easter Sunday. Only our objective is, secularism means what? Government is distancing from the religious actions. Government is maintaining some distance from the religion. Government cannot promote any religion, cannot avoid any religion. Okay, so the government is maintaining some distance. In government schools, government colleges, nobody is allowed to follow these type of religious celebrations. This is first point, strategy of distancing. Then the second point is strategy of non-interference. Strategy of non-interference. Let us assume if one Sikh religious person, they are wearing the turban in their head. Okay, they are covering their head by the turban. If they are going by the road with scooter, with motor, bike, what will occur? If they are not wearing a helmet also, the police can't stop, because in the Sikhs religious concept, the wearing of the turban is very most important. That is first most important thing in their religious belief. So that we can't interpret into that, we can't interfere into the religious action. So that our Indian government following strategy of non-interference, we can't interfere into that. They can allow for the Sikh people, they cannot wear a helmet also, we can allow them. That is no problem, because that is a reasonable, very important religious belief. So that we can allow that turban. Then the third one is strategy of, first one is what? Strategy of, first one is strategy of, second one is strategy of non-interference, third one is strategy of intervention. First one is distancing, non-interference, then intervention, strategy of intervention. So state can intervene to the religious actions also in the form of refuse, in the form of support. What in the form of refuse? The same thing happening in untouchability concept. Untouchability is the concept in Hinduism, but it violates the fundamental rights. So that what will happen? We can't allow untouchability. That is refusing the concept of untouchability. This is intervention. The state can intervene into the religious action. This is in the form of refusing. The same thing state can enter into the religious action in the form of support also. Suppose some private institution, private minority institution, Muslim institution, Christian institution, they want to build up, they want to construct some institution by the private actions. So government giving some financial aid. Government is giving some financial aid. Here we need to observe one point is, government is giving financial aid to Muslim people and Christian people. Here government is supporting some religions, na? Here we don't think like that, because the government is indirectly giving, not directly government promoting any religion. Government is giving some support, only they are giving money. They want money to create some educational people. With that educational people, our country economy will be developed. So that only they are constructing some, they are creating some institution. So by that action, with that institution, definitely our India will get some benefit. With that, some good personals, some good educationalists will coming out from this institution, definitely they will improve our Indian economy. So that our government giving some financial aid also, so government can intervene into the religious action in the form of refuse when it violates the fundamental rights, and in the form of support when they are need, and when it will be useful in our Indian economy also. So these are the concepts to avoid the domination. First one is distancing, second one is non-interference, third one is intervention. This is why we are coming into the secularism concept, and the last one is how the Indian secularism is different from other democratic secularism concept. First we are discussing about USA, United States of America secularism concept. Here what they will do, they can't touch the religious action in the parliament. They can't prohibit, they can't allow do anything with the relation of religious action. They can't making law with prohibition, with avoid, or with promote anything. We can't do in the parliament. Okay. That is USA First Amendment Act. By the First Amendment Act, they are giving prohibition of making law with the touching of, prohibition of making law in parliament with the touching of the religious actions. They can't touch. Even it violates the fundamental rights also, they can't touch, because that type of fundamental rights they are not having. Only our India is having the strong fundamental rights. having the very good fundamental rights. Only India, all over the world, only India is having the strong and very beautiful, attractive fundamental rights we have. So in USA, they are following the strict secularism. Why strict secularism? They are maintaining 100% distance. They are maintaining 100% distance from the religious to the state action. State, power of state and power of state and the power of religion is completely distancing, completely 100% saturated with the distance of secularism concept. So this is the pure secularism. USA following the pure secularism, strict secularism. Then the second thing is France. In France, what they will do, what they did in 2004, they passed one law in the parliament. What is that law? What that law told? The law told that wearing of any religious signs is prohibited. Religious signs is prohibited. So what? For example, if Muslim people are there, Muslim ladies wearing for the purga and head cuffs, and some Christian